Hi, and good evening. My name is Justin Carroll, and I'd like to go ahead and conduct our second speech in this class, an informative speech about how to drive a car with a manual transmission. Let's dream big, if you will, for just a second, and imagine that you just won the biggest prize of your life. The prize is a car worth thousands and thousands of dollars. Maybe it's a Mercedes Benz, maybe it's a Porsche, or maybe even it's a Ferrari. Say you go to pick up this car and you find out that it's a stick shift. Oh no, you cry. I don't know how to drive a stick shift. So what do? Do you take it home and sell it? Or do you take it home and leave it at your driveway and not be able to drive it? Though we can all dream big, the reality is that knowing how to drive a stick shift can come in handy one day. It can mean the difference between life and death. Today, I would like to inform you about the three main steps on how to drive a car with a manual transmission. Let's start by looking at the first step. The first step in driving a car with a manual transmission is that you will need to orientate yourself with its controls. A car with a manual transmission will have two additional controls than that of an automatic transmission. One of these controls is the gear stick or stick shift, which is located between the two front seats. Most modern cars with this stick shift possesses the H pattern, which allows for the car to shift between 5 different speeds. Older cars, however, according to the history of the motor car, possessed only a 2-speed transmission than that of Ford's 1908 T model. The second of those controls is the clutch pedal, which is the furthest pedal to the left, down at your feet. The clutch pedal, according to the One Auto website, Cars Direct, said that the clutch is used in 4 ways: stopping, changing gears, moving and controlling the vehicle at slower speeds. The clutch also plays a significant role in keeping the car's RPMs or revolutions per minute from redlining, resulting in an engine failure. Now that we have briefly oriented ourselves with the car's controls, let's move to the second step. The second step in driving a car with a manual transmission is you will want to practice with it first. You will want to practice a couple scenarios first before you actually find yourself driving down the road. First, with your car in the off position, try moving the stick shift through all the different gears while pressing in the clutch pedal. A typical manual transmission vehicle with, for example, 5 forward gears will thus have 7 possible positions: 5 forward gears, a reverse gear, and a central neutral position, says a top auto website, Wikipedia. Knowing where each gear is located will help you as you begin to drive, because you will not be able to look down at the stick shift once you're actually driving. Second, with your car still in the opposition, practice depressing the clutch pedal very slowly while pressing in the gas pedal. You will want to learn that as the clutch pedal is depressed with your left leg, your right leg at the same time is pressing in the gas pedal. Getting a handle on this step will prove to come in handy when you actually try to move the car. One car enthusiast stated, "Driving a stick shift is all about the magical place where the clutch comes up and the gas pedal goes down." Now that we have talked about the two main steps of driving a manual transmission, I'd like to move to our last and final step, and that is now you can operate the car. As you attempt to operate your car, consider a couple guidelines first. 1. Never turn on your vehicle without the clutch pedal pressed in and the emergency brake engaged. 2. Never try to never try to move your stick shift through the gears without pressing in the clutch pedal, because if you do, you will hear a sound like gears grinding, which is not good. Now to operate your car, you must turn the ignition switch on while both your clutch and brake pedals are pressed in at the same time. Keep both feet on the pedals until you are ready to move. Then, very slowly, all at the same time, take your right foot off the brake pedal and place it on the gas pedal, and while slowly depressing the clutch pedal with your left foot. If you don't move instantly and you begin to roll just a little bit, that's normal. If you feel like the car is rolling too much, place your right foot back on the brake and try it again. As the car begins to move and accelerate, listen to the engine rev up, which is an indicator to you that you need to shift to the next gear, to second gear. It is very important that you watch the RPM, revolutions per minute. That's the gauge in your instrument panel on the very left side on some vehicles, and to make sure that you are not revving the engine too much. Ideally, you will want to shift to the next gear when your RPMs reach about 3,500 revolutions per minute, and that is revolutions per minute times 1,000. Shifting to the next gear or upshifting is a process that requires you to do several things all at the same time. 1. Barely take your right foot off the gas pedal while depressing the clutch pedal. 2. Move the stick shift from first gear to second gear. 3. Release or depress the clutch pedal slowly while gently pressing in the gas pedal. When you are ready to decelerate, you will want to downshift to a lower gear, repeating the same process as upshifting. Complete the steps over again as you get the hang of driving. Once you have learned all the steps, it is safe to say that you have a good idea on how to drive a car with a manual transmission. Remember, you need to follow steps 1 through 3 if you want to drive a stick shift or a car with a manual transmission. Remember, you must orientate yourself with the car's controls first. Second, you must practice with your car prior to operating it. And lastly, go ahead and operate the car and be able to drive down the road. Being able to drive a car with a manual transmission will certainly come in handy one day, so make sure that you take this skill and you can apply it and be able to use it in your life. Thank you.